Another 425 game. Oh, they're all great. All the games. Indianapolis Colts at the Denver Broncos. Broncos 8-5. Colts are 6-7. If the Colts are going to make any kind of run, they are the next closest team to the Broncos for that number 7 seed here. Would obviously need to win this game.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, this has been sort of billed for a while as, the wild card, the number 7 seed matchup between the two teams that we expect to be the last team. But all of a sudden, like, Denver is tied with the Ravens and the Chargers. Like,
True.
All the wild cards have now condensed. It's no longer just the 7th seed that's up for grabs. Suddenly the Ravens and the Chargers have slipped into
it's
the
5,
wild
6, and
card
7.
picture. It's like,
they're all available.
Like,
there.
if you're the Colts and you're a couple of games back and you're trying to eye this wild card spot, like, yes, obviously beating Denver is one of your, I mean, it's the best way of closing a gap. But all of a sudden, the Chargers and the Ravens are within sight as well.
I mean, they would be a game behind Houston. I mean, so that similar. The Dolphins are 6-7. They're playing Houston, so it's a lot of teams that would be on the play, in the hunt.
I mean, there's a lot of ways in for
here.
Indianapolis, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. So it's a huge game, man. And you go back to, they're coming off a bye. Last time we saw them, they had the game-winning 2-point conversion against New England, and seems like maybe it was a throwaway game at the time, but that one play, that last drive from Anthony Richardson, 17 plays or whatever it was, like that's looms large if they can, pull this one off against Denver.
And it's their toughest game remaining as well. Like, after that, they have 3 winnable games that, they could easily win out and be 10-7. If you look at NFL.com's, they've got the kind of playoff picture, but they also have playoff odds this week, depending on wins and losses. So, according to NFL.com, if the Colts win this game, their odds of making the postseason jumps up to 56%.
Oh, wow.
It's a huge game for them.
That's massive. This is one of the biggest, highest leverage games of the weekend. Broncos by 3.5 here, by the way, is the spread. Bo Nix playing really good football for Denver. We know what their defense has done, but we saw them on Monday Night Football a couple weeks ago against Cleveland. Not looking great. A lot of open throws.
Yeah.
Cracked down when they needed to. Got those turnovers, of course, but that was probably the worst, I'd say, down-to-down performance that the Broncos defense had all season, probably that game and the Ravens game. So we'll see if they bounce back from that.
Yeah, it's definitely that was a rough game for them. Denver generally, though, I mean, what we're focusing on, I think, should be the run defense for them, because you're going up against the Colts. Anthony Richardson, definitely capable of big pass plays, but they want to build that offense off the run game. Denver is one of the better run defenses in the NFL this season, at which point you're now asking, can Anthony Richardson get it done with his arm? And that has been an inconsistent thing at best this season.
Yeah, I mean, Richardson, always a fascinating story, especially, the difference between him and Bo Nix, right? You've got the complete inexperience of Anthony Richardson and the theoretical high ceiling. Bo Nix, I should have looked this up for this game. Bo Nix must have like 3 times as many starts as Anthony Richardson.
Since high school?
Between college and NFL, right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe 4 times as many. All the experience of Bo Nix, not so much the theoretical upside, whether we care about that or not, but Nix playing pretty well. And look, Richardson, since the benching, played pretty well. And on that final drive against New England a couple weeks ago, showing what he's capable of. He can throw the ball, can be a design runner, and the design run game is what helps. When you can't just line up and run the ball against a good run defense, you win the numbers game. That's where Richardson, but that's what he brings to the table.
Yeah, I mean, Bo Nix has 7 more career touchdown passes than Anthony Richardson in the NFL, let alone college as well, with his 60 starts. Like, he's a more impressive and more dynamic passer at this point.
Who is?
Bo Nix.
Oh, okay, yeah. Just making sure I heard.
Like, he's more experienced, more productive, more
course.
dynamic, more complete as a passer. The only thing Richardson brings to the table over him is the thing he always brings to the table, like absurd, unprecedented athleticism and the greatest pass in the NFL this season.
That they lean into, right? High big-time throw percentage, low completion percentage, just the volatile style.
I mean, you have to. That's what he's bringing to the table. Like, he is capable of spectacular plays, and he's not consistent enough at the moment, so you need to, like, those need to be the things you're leaning on.
Nick Bonito, we've highlighted him a bunch on the show here. One of the best edge rushers, top 5 or 6 since week 7. Bernard Ryman should be, he was back last time around. Pretty good matchup on the left side there. Bonito, I think he's got a sack in like 7 or 8 straight games, but he not only is doing a better job of winning up front, but also finishing plays. Richardson, generally tough to sack. One of the things that he is decent at. So we'll see if Denver can get home. I think they'll have a chance to get some pressure, even though the Colts offensive line has been solid overall.
Ryman being back is important for them. The other side of the offensive line, I think, is a potential weakness. The right tackle spot, that would be the space that you could potentially attack for pressure. Nick Bonito tends to be on the other side of the line, right? The left tackle side.
Yes.
So unless they're going to specifically move him over there to attack that spot, the Colts might catch a break just by their best player going up against their good side of the line.
All right, man. Massive game. High leverage game here.
High leverage.
Where are you going with this one?
Denver. Going with the Broncos.
Oh, by 3.5. I'll take Indy again. I'm taking all the underdogs this week to keep it close. Harry's going to take Denver to cover this. I just think they'll keep it close.
Thanks for watching all the way to the end of our video.
For more great content, click here to subscribe and here to watch another video. We'll see you again soon.